down well. Stick rot. Oh, he did that very well, stick rot. There's Torferson, that's a beautiful goal. And the Continentals combined, or the non-Scottish players to be more accurate, the German and the Icelander really combined well there to put St Mirren up. This is brilliant play by the German. Watch this. A very difficult ball to get in so close to the line, and that is great finishing. 1-0. And we're played almost 25 minutes. By any standards, that is a goal that ought to be considered in any competition for goal of the season. Torferson over. Beautiful afternoon now, Celtic Park, but the Celtic supporters are far from amused. Cahill almost gives that away. This could be the second one. It is by Shaw. Oh, that is a ridiculous goal to concede. Quite unbelievable. And I think Shaw is going to be booked for running towards the crowd. Now watch this. Now there was really no great pressure on McCahill, and he gave it away, and Shaw, taking his time, stroked it in, and then rather stupidly demonstrates to the crowd and is rightly booked. 2-0. A real body blow to them, self-inflicted. It's the sort of thing that does happen to a team when they're going through a depression. You can do that sort of thing. Torferson trying the 1-2, wriggles in. Oh, that's a great goal! 3-0. Paul Lambert. Oh, that was superbly constructed. No wonder the delirious in there. There was a lovely goal. Look at the way it was laid off. Then look for the 1-2 here. Definitely done, and he comes in and sweeps it away. Bonner again, but no chance. And Celtic are now making a double substitution. David Elliott and Jerry Creaney coming on. And we're hearing the little band of St Mirren supporters watching the team on now towards that conclusion. Final whistle. Not exactly be music in their ears because they've had this game once in half time. And there you are. St Mirren have beaten Celtic at Parkhead for the first time since November 1980 when they won 2-1. And a few days later after that, I can remember it well, they went and sacked the manager. But there's no fate in store like that for Tony Fitzpatrick, because as these supporters are signifying there, that was a marvellous victory for St Mirren. Good goals, enterprising play, a coordinated team as opposed to Celtic, who looked largely disorientated, quite frankly, and dejected apart from that opening 10 minutes. And you know, I do get the feeling that because the supporters at Parkhead are not all that hostile about this particular result, they know that Celtic have a lot in reserve for the Scottish Cup.
A good performance by St Mirren, but what a lacklustre one by Celtic, who do have a host of problems to solve before next week's semi-final against Clydebank. After the game, it was naturally a highly delighted Tony Fitzpatrick who was asked by Archie what he would have said had somebody told him this morning that his team would beat Celtic by 3-0.
I'd have believed them actually, because I could feel, I'm not saying 3-0, but I could feel it all week in the players. They were so desperate to do well. People have been knocking them, and maybe in some people's eyes rightly so, but I don't think so. I mean, I've been very unlucky, and I think that'll shut a few mouths.
Now, there seems to be this incredible difference between the way you play against, as you put it, the so-called big clubs and the others.
Yeah, that's true. I think atmosphere's got a lot to do with it. I mean, all players, they're entertainers and they like to play in front of big crowds. And you've seen that today. We've went to Ibrox as well, we've been to Parkhead, and as you say, the bigger clubs, what I call the bigger clubs, Celtic and Rangers, and we do really well against them.
Now, you're talking about skill and class and entertainers. I mean, that first goal was of the highest class.
I don't think you'll see a better goal, really. It was well worked. Thomas did very well getting in the wide position here. It must have been so difficult to get his cross in, but what a quality cross it was, and the big boy Torvason just came in and buried it.
And Torvason actually was very full before the game.
Yeah, to be fair to the big lad, as I say, he's been out a month now, he's had a broken rib, and all credit to him today. He wasn't 100% fit, but he knew we needed him today, and he played.
I mean, all your players fought well today, but there was a lot of good football. I mean, the second goal was a gift, actually. I mean, you can discount that, but he was in there. He was like a terrier.
Yeah, not just him in there. People, they put him under pressure. I mean, I thought it was a great goal because, as you say, young boy Shaw ran to the goalkeeper, but if you've seen the movement the boy had nothing else on to do. He had to turn because guys were after him all the time, and that was the mood the players were in from the kick-off today. They went and they fought and they harried and they chased everything, but also when they got the ball they played as well, which is important.
Well, it is important, because sometimes you can be trying too hard, you lose all sense of discipline, and therefore the third goal was very well coordinated, because it was a case of a 1-2 that came off perfectly.
Tremendous. As I say, we can play what they call the pressure game because we have got quality players, because when they're in possession of the ball they can pass it and they can move.
Tony, I'm against the Premier Division, I'll be honest with you. I think it's far too tight. There are too few clubs. You play each other far too often.
Yeah.
Would you like something else?
Definitely, and I mean, I've said this, I've been one of the managers that said that as well. I've found myself, and it's a terrible thing to say, but I've found myself maybe leaning at more skillful players, because the Premier League demands what I call a different type of beast. It demands an aggressive type of player, and I think really it has got to change sometime.